Have you ever seen a person who just seems to glow in every era, no matter what's trending? That's what today's story feels like. It's not just about photos or headlines. It's about a woman who understood attention, handled it with style, and stayed true to herself through it all. Watch this video till the end, because the final point explains why people still talk about her years later. Barbi Benton became well known as a model, actress, and singer, and she showed up in a time when cameras followed everything. In that world, image mattered a lot. People were judged fast, and the public could be harsh. But Barbi stood out because she didn't seem scared of the spotlight. She understood it. She knew how to step into it and still keep her own personality. A lot of people first noticed her through magazines and television. She had a look that fit the style of the time, but she also had something more important: presence. You can't teach that. Presence is when someone walks into a room and you remember them, even if they don't say a word. Barbi had that. Now, it's easy for the world to reduce women from that era to just a pretty face. But that's lazy. Because behind the scenes, staying in the public eye takes work. It takes planning, patience, and thick skin. It takes knowing when to say yes, when to say no, and how to protect yourself when the world wants a piece of you. Barbi also moved through different spaces: modeling, TV, music, and that matters. When someone can shift lanes like that, it shows they're not stuck in one role. They're building something. And even when the public thinks it's only about looks, the truth is that a long career usually comes from smart choices and steady effort. People still bring up her most talked about photo moments because those images were part of pop culture. But the real story is what those moments represented: a time, a mood, and a kind of bold confidence that was often judged more than it was understood. Some people looked at those moments and only saw surface stuff. Others saw a woman who was comfortable in her own skin and unafraid of attention. And let's talk about something important here. Being seen is not the same as being owned. Public figures can choose how they present themselves, and that choice deserves respect. No one should act like a person's body is public property just because they're famous. Barbi's story is a good reminder to separate fame from entitlement. Another reason she stays interesting is that she didn't feel like a copy of anyone else. She had a soft charm, but also a steady calm that made her stand out. She didn't need to be loud to be noticed. She didn't need to chase every trend to stay relevant. She simply showed up, did her work, and kept people curious. So why do pictures from that era still get attention? Because they carry nostalgia. They remind people of old-school glamour, old TV moments, and a time when celebrity culture felt different. But nostalgia can be tricky. It can make people forget the person inside the picture. That's why it's worth telling the story the right way, as a life and a career, not a poster on a wall. Here's the big takeaway: Barbi Benton wasn't only part of a moment. She helped shape the vibe of that time. She balanced beauty, fame, and public attention in a way that still gets talked about. Not because she was perfect, but because she was memorable, and she owned her presence without apology. If you like this kind of story, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more, and comment one word that describes her vibe to you. And share this with someone who loves classic pop culture.